Wednesday, 19th of March 2025. It's airport time again. We're at the city aeropark to fly south down to Ushuaia, which is where we will board the ship that will take us to Antarctica. It's a 3-hour internal flight. The aeropark is a busy airport very close to the city centre. We find our gate and settle in for the wait for our flight.
Got a nice view of the city from this airport.
Turns out we're boarding our flight on the apron, so we jump on the bus to do the short trip out to where our plane is parked. Off we go. As you can see, there are lots of parks along the Rio Plata. It's quite a nice area. The town on the mouth of the river above the engine is Rio Grande. This means we've made it to Tierra del Fuego, and it won't be long before we're landing at Ushuaia.
Pretty flat, treeless, not a few hills there. We're about 3,000 kilometres south of Buenos Aires here. Should be crossing the mountains at the back of Ushuaia in a few minutes. So you can see if the clouds let up.
First we have to cross the Fuego Andes as we lose height for landing. It's cloudy and bumpy. So bumpy in fact I have to stop shooting video. It's a bit disconcerting to look out and see the mountains as we descend, but the crew have done this before, so I settle back for the ride.
Put your seat backs in the upright position. Keep the window shades open for landing. Thank you.
It is. I've already done that twice.
Once below the clouds, the mountains reveal themselves. At least our final approach will be over clear water. As we line up, we can see Ushuaia nestled on the coast.
And we are down. Bit of a bumpy ride there, but on the tarmac at the little Ushuaia airport. And take all we packed with everything and get to the hotel.
We get a taxi the short distance into town. There's no problem with the taxis here. Our hotel room. I got into trouble for barging in before Angela had a photo of the room. I tried to hide, but I couldn't get under the bed. The view from our room, not bad. This is the pier where our ship will dock. She's still on her way back across the Drake Passage. We arrived a day early in case there were any problems. Time to go for a walk and refamiliarise ourselves with the town. We were here a year ago, but only in town for a couple of hours.
So it came from, 32 degrees and humid yesterday, and it's 13 degrees here and cold and dry, although every now and then you get sort of drops of water on your head. Even Angela's bottled it. Yeah, so one of the reasons, if you wonder why it's so cold, just up behind the town there's snow up there, and that's permanent. Angela's slobbering over the Argentinian barbecue. That's what you call a barbecued lamb.
March 20th. Sunrise and we're getting breakfast. We've booked a four-wheel drive tour out to a big lake in the mountains today. There's been doof music from the park last night and early this morning. Some kind of fun run or something.
Equinox or something. No, a bit past 7. Looks like the sun's just coming up. Anyway, I'm off on the ship tomorrow. So off on our four-wheel drive tour. Hilux, yes, and I just tried to get in the driver's side.
Well guys, welcome. My name is Azariel. You can call me Asa.
Asa?
I'll be the driver and guide today.
Okay.
Body cooker, photographer.
We head out of town towards the lakes. I cut out all the bits where we were stuck in traffic because of the runners.
Now we are in the Pan American highway. This road we are taking now is quite famous because it's almost the end of the Pan American highway, which is the longest road in the world, the longest highway, which the truly ends is in National Park of Tierra del Fuego. This is on the west side of Ushuaia city. Now we are traveling to the east, as this is almost the end of the Pan American highway, which has 70,000 kilometers from Ushuaia to Anchorage in Alaska, or 22,000 to Del Horse, the northest town in the Americas. Care of the road, we keep it with gas stations, and was fostered by the US in the 30s because they wanted to connect their companies in the continent. Indeed, they borrow money a lot also. Originally it was from Buenos Aires to Los Angeles, and then it was extended to Alaska and to Ushuaia through Patagonia.
We need to cross the first range of the Andes to get to the lakes we're visiting. The scenery is spectacular. Oh, the bear attack scene in The Revenant was filmed off the road to the left here. We stopped for a comfort break and to get some pics for social media. We must maintain our vast social media empire. Angela grabs a hot chocolate. It's cold up here. The lodge has the fire going and Angela takes advantage of it. Off we go again, heading up to the Garibaldi Pass. The view is great, but boy is it windy. This is Lago Escondido, hidden lake in the middle distance, and Lao Fernando in the distance. Lao Fernando is our eventual destination. It's my turn to pretend I'm not freezing. This is the scenery without us blocking it.
The lookout at the top of Garibaldi Pass, and this lake here, can you hear me? Hello? This lake here is Lago Escondido, a hidden lake, and this is where we'll be fishing.
What I'm trying to say here is that the windy track there is the old road across the mountains, and it's now a four-wheel drive track. The new road opened in, I think, the 80s. The cars heading down the track are another four-wheel drive tour. Once down off the pass, we turn off towards Lago Escondido.
In our area we have old growth forest which hasn't been cut, which there's not much of, and regrowth forest, but there's not much timber cutting in our area now. Going to go for a little bit of a paddle on the lake.
Bueno, vamos a repartir chalecos. ¿Ustedes han remado antes?
Wind again. This is Hidden Lake, or Escondido. And this is where I think I'll be fishing. Massa reckons there are better choices than this because this is quite public and a lot of people come fishing here. But in Australian terms, that probably means that it's way better than anywhere I could get to. That is a pile of sticks there is a beaver lodge. Beavers have been introduced into Tierra del Fuego and they're evidently a very big problem.
Asa, our guide, tops up the air in the inflatable boat. We're going for a short trip out on the lake to see the scenery from the water.
Angela's the only one pretending to paddle.
Sailors. What's that? So yeah, I think you...
More social media pics as we blunder our way around the lake. Asa has been wise. He takes us upwind while we're fresh and enthusiastic, and then we can drift back to shore with the gentle breeze. I thought this would have been chopped up with a small axe, but it's been done with teeth by a beaver. Back on the road again, and the four-wheel drive element starts to get a bit serious.
It's a proper fishing road. Now, any North Americans seeing this are probably quite familiar with what it is, but I have never seen one of these before. This is a beaver dam. As I mentioned earlier on, beavers were introduced into Tierra del Fuego in the 1960s and they are now a very big problem. This is just right next to the road.
Curious, his scientific name, because his scientific name is Notophagus antarctica, because many fossils of that tree were found in Antarctica, proving that there was a time when Antarctica was covered by similar forests that you are seeing now.
Finally we make it to the lake. We have two Argentinian tourists on board, so Asa does Spanish commentary for them. I'm so rude, I've forgotten their names, but we chatted to them quite a bit.
We hope to see them.
Smashed by a fallen tree. Miren, chicas, ese refugio a la izquierda destruido por un árbol caído. Ahora vamos a cruzar el agua.
Yeah, last time we came down last year, we were hoping to see an aurora, but no. But this year, with more time and going way further south, maybe. We're going to go for a bit of a walk along the edge of the lake. So the guide is going to move up a bit and we're going to have a coffee and cake by the side of the lake. It's an interesting bit of four-wheel driving through the forest. Right, now for the boring techno bop. This lake, it's actually what they would call in Scotland a sea loch. It's up in that direction, it's connected to the ocean, and it's called Lago Fagnolo. At this end it ends in land. It's quite long, and there's a tectonic fault that runs underneath it. I have to get the good camera out.
After our tea and cake stop, we head back. We take the easy road rather than go back via the four-wheel drive track.
People swimming.
This is the part of the tour that Angela has really been looking forward to. I'm trying to concentrate on the fact that the forest here is beautiful. It's like a Japanese garden, and Angela's putting on a sprint because she wants to see the dogs.
So we have 82 dogs here.
Wow.
If we consider the 11 puppies, our big husky family, and we have 3 breeds of huskies. In the husky world, we call husky to every dog that pull a sled, but there are many different too. Like Siberian, for example. Oh, she's asking for no. He wants to study, but
So is Angela happy or what?
yeah.
You would have come all the way here just to do this.
Yeah.
I have 82.
And this is Mati.
Oh, so cute.
And
Puppies.
they were here with Mama until
You're not allowed to pet or
5
touch,
days ago.
which is
They
good.
finished the breastfeeding
Feeding.
period.
Yeah.
Mama was, they grew up very well. They are super healthy.
This one.
They started eating solid food. Their digestion.
The Husky Refuge, which is where we stop for a late lunch, is in a valley in the mountains. It's beautiful, and the trees, being deciduous, are turning yellow and red in the autumn. You see this in Patagonia, New Zealand, and a tiny bit of Tasmania. Plus the Huskies love it here.
Take it from the tail, that's a beaver skin.
Before we head back to town, I spot this wooden sculpture. It has the distances to the poles on it. We won't be doing the entire 3,910 kilometres, but we'll get way closer than we are now. A pre-dawn check and our ship is in.
Well, I checked on Marine Tracker. The Ortelius wasn't due in until 7 o'clock, but it's 6:30 and she's already there. You can tell it's the Ortelius. See the lines, sort of like the reinforcing lines on the side? It's quite characteristic of the hull, so that's her there. So we've got to go and dump our bags at 10:30 and then on board at 4, ready to head off. So this has been going both mornings that we've been here, and it starts at about 5 in the morning, so much for having a nice peaceful stay here. So our hotel's over there in that block of buildings, and as you can hear, or as you can see, we had a good earful of this last night. Angela getting in with the boogie woogie. As you can see, it snowed up there last night. I saw the mountains on the other side of the bay having snow on them, but here too. Yeah, the dance floor. So we've dropped our bags. We got permission to go back and sit in our hotel, but there's a little ship up there, there's the rest of the ships in, and the little tub right on the end, behind the light blue ship, the little dark blue one with the white superstructure, is our ship, the Ortelius.
Lunch was had. There's no shortage of eateries in Ushuaia, being quite touristy.
Looking down now to work out to hand in our paperwork to get on the ship. And as usual, this is just cutting front. Okay, so that's the first bit navigated. We've got on the pier.
Yeah, I would take
And I think there's another check down here. It's freezing out here in the wind. This mountain's looking all nice and mountainy over there. And this is not our ship. It's got an interesting reverse bow on it. Bring the ship at the back there. The industrial looking one. So this is our ship here. And all those portholes, one of those is our cabin, because we have a porthole cabin. After all the faffing around, I'll sort of be glad to get going, and yeah. Hi, thank you. Hi. We're on. Bingo. This is our cabin. He's got a big red nose.
Thanks.
Rudolph. But the case is already here. I didn't even notice. That's actually quite a big bathroom and everything, In our cabin there was a big blue bag containing the bulky cold weather clothing we hired. Parkas, waterproof pants, snow goggles. We have to check the parkas for size ASAP so we can exchange them before the ship leaves if they're the wrong size. It looks like it's all good, so we head off to our briefings. We got underway shortly after we boarded. With 100 guests, this is not hard. Immediately there was the lifeboat drill, briefings, more briefings. All the while the Beagle Channel is passing. This is serious stuff. It's not a cruise. We're going to be trusted to behave as grown-ups more than any cruise I've been on. We can access the bridge and the foredeck. We're briefed on the heavy doors and how to move around the ship in rough weather. Any accidents that require medical attention and the trip is over, we'll be on our own. Dr. Sam can patch you up, but that's all. We listen carefully. Once the briefings were over, I could get back on deck to have a look at the eastern end of the Beagle Channel in the fading light. This is Puerto Williams, a town on the Chilean side of the channel. That over there, I think, is Puerto Williams on the Chilean side, with a little dusting of snow on the mountains. Yes, we got a guy said to be about 4 metres and the wind's about 40 knots. So we're not going to get a nice calm crossing.
Peeking through the window into the bridge, I'll summon up the courage to go in later.
It's a real challenge on these ships finding somewhere that doesn't make a lot of blasted noise. Lots of dot clouds at the back there. That's, sort of opposite port, but that's the Argentinian side. And you can actually, there's a road that comes down this far, and the guide the other day was saying that along this stretch, people, the fishermen serve, they have made restaurants in their houses. Fully civilised down there, there's street lights. The ship does have a heli deck and there's a helicopter hangar in there, but there is no helicopter because we will be going out of range of helicopter. So if anything happens, you could do your helicopter flights to and from the ship if they were carrying it, but if anything goes wrong we just have to return to Ushuaia because we're out of range of any assistance from helicopters.
As the sun sets, we head actually into the east towards the South Atlantic and the Southern Ocean. We get some dinner while it's still calm.
Dining room? It's just a buffet.
It's like a
dinner tonight.
Sauce. And they have a seafood sauce.
A big lunch, etc. I'm not really hungry.
So we're currently heading east along the Beagle Channel out to sea. We'll be turning south into the Drake Passage around midnight. Cape Horn will be some distance to the west. I doubt if we'll be able to see it. From there we head across the dreaded Drake to the middle of the Antarctic Peninsula. We're going further south than most cruises which normally head to the north of the peninsula, some never crossing the Antarctic Circle. It'll take us about 2 days to do the 1200 kilometre crossing. That's for the next video. We'll see if the Drake is kind to us and get our first look at the 7th continent. Thanks for watching and we'll see you then.